It was one of the saddest things I've seen. I mean, all these sick babies there.
Long wait times and packed emergency rooms full of kids. Doctors telling us they're seeing RSV cases on the rise. Good evening, I'm Ken Rice. We've been reporting on the increase in RSV cases in this area and the strain it's putting on our healthcare system. Tonight, our Jessica Goy spoke with the director of the ER at Children's Hospital and families who have had to wait for hours for care. Jess.
Ken, I'm checking right now, and the wait time at Children's Emergency Department is more than 4.5 hours right now. But we've seen wait times longer than 10 hours in recent days, especially overnight when urgent care centers are closed. The ER director here tells me he wants parents to be aware of the long wait times as more and more young patients are coming in with RSV.
We got there about noon. And I've never in my life seen a waiting room so packed.
Wesley Safuto from Cranberry took her daughter to the ER at UPMC Children's Hospital on Tuesday for health issues she's been experiencing for weeks, and they waited for 6.5 hours to be seen.
It was one of the saddest things I've seen. I mean, all these sick babies there.
Dr. Raymond Patetti, the director of UPMC Children's Emergency Department, says the surge of RSV, a respiratory virus that can be serious among children, began several weeks ago, and it's slowly ramping up almost every day.
We're seeing lots of children coming in with respiratory illnesses, some because of RSV, especially the younger kids, but there are other viruses that are out there too, including the flu.
He says they typically don't see such a high volume of patients for these types of illnesses this early in the fall.
There are times when the wait can get over 4 or 5 hours at times, and certainly even longer than that. But we are doing everything that we can to see everybody as fast and efficiently and as best that we can.
Just completely packed, and I give them so much credit for having to go through what they're having to go through daily right now.
Dr. Joe Arakri, system chair of pediatrics with Allegheny Health Network, says they're seeing an increase of RSV cases at their outpatient offices.
Remember, for the past 2 years of the pandemic, children were separated. They weren't in school. They were wearing masks. These kids did not get sick because they didn't have any exposures. We're seeing our offices are full. And a lot of it is just reassurance. Parents aren't used to having sick kids.
Doctors say if your child is having difficulty breathing, starts wheezing, or is unable to eat, then it's time to go to the ER.
If you think your child has RSV, but they just have symptoms of a cold, they don't probably need to come into the emergency department. But if they're having a more difficult time breathing, they definitely need to come into the emergency department.
So if your child has mild RSV symptoms, doctors say to reach out, call their pediatrician, or take them to an urgent care center. Reporting live, Jessica Goy, KDKA News.